Now available in paperback and e-readers. E-Steam Horror of the Hyena Woman. Hell's aspiring angel takes on a wicked werewolf in this action-packed all-new E-Steam series adventure. Get E-Steam Horror of the Hyena Woman in paperback and e-readers today. Better get the coleslaw, y'all, because we're having us a barbecue. A 40-year-old Detroit woman allegedly stabbed a 19-year-old woman after she got roasted in line after her credit card wound up getting declined.
A sneaker store turned crime scene. Between the Nikes and New Balance, a teen is stabbed by a very angry woman in line whose card was declined. She's talking with Fox 2 from her hospital bed.
I did get stabbed 4 times. I have a punctured lung right now.
In the hospital for who knows how long, and all for what? Sanaya Jenkins stabbed at Kids Foot Locker.
I think it was unfair to me to get stabbed.
Sanaya tells us she was walking by the sneaker store at Southland Mall in Taylor Wednesday and heard yelling at their register. Inside, a 40-year-old woman's credit card was declined. Sanaya says she looked in, then the woman snapped at her.
As the argument got verbal, she put her hand in her purse and proceeded to tell me she was going to shoot me.
Instead, pulling out a kitchen knife and stabbing Sanaya twice in the neck, once in the stomach and thigh.
I did not see or even know I was stabbed until after the physical altercation.
Police sources say a comment about the suspect being broke spurred the whole thing, but Sanaya says it wasn't her.
I am going to press charges, but it also saddens me in a way because I don't want her to be taken away from her kids. I truly don't.
The suspect, that 40-year-old woman, was arrested at the mall. We're told she had her kids with her, too. Charges are expected.
Now, in this alleged incident that took place in Southland Center in Taylor, Detroit, Michigan, a 40-year-old woman was shopping at a Kids Foot Locker with her children when her card was declined at the register. And as her card was declined at the register, this is where the woman became emotional and started arguing with the staff in the store. And as she was arguing with the staff in the store, someone in the line allegedly said broke B word, and that's when things escalated even more. And as this exchange became even more heated, 19-year-old Sanaya Jenkins allegedly went into the store to see what was going on, and as she went into the store to see what was going on, this is where the woman allegedly looked to get verbal with Sanaya Jenkins, who had absolutely nothing to do with the decline of the credit card, and then started making threats to her, and then allegedly stabbed her multiple times with a kitchen knife she was carrying, and even threatened to shoot her. Now, as a result of being stabbed, Sanaya Jenkins wound up with stab wounds to her neck, stomach, and thigh, and suffered a punctured lung, and was taken to the hospital as the woman who had the children was taken into custody. Now, thankfully, 19-year-old Sanaya Jenkins wound up surviving this incident that happened at this store, and while many in Detroit and many across the globe see it as an isolated incident, when I take a critical examination of what happened in that store, it's a textbook example of the dysfunction of feminist indoctrinated women that I go in depth on in my book, The Woman Crisis. And it's clear to me that the woman in this store really was one of these feminist indoctrinated women who was not used to having any sort of discipline or self-control, because what happened was she got embarrassed by this credit card being declining, and instead of having the ability to have the discipline and resolve, to navigate through her emotions, what this woman did was start getting into her emotions about the embarrassment of having this credit card declining and escalated a minor matter into a major crime. And this is something that has been happening with a lot of modern women because these modern women really are not taught discipline and self-control at an early age by women like their mothers, and because their mothers don't really teach them good discipline and self-control, what happens is that these women wind up escalating matters into situations that become crimes, and that's sadly what happened here in this Foot Locker, and even sadder that it happened in front of this woman's children. This woman had her children in front of her, and instead of understanding that she needed to present an example of how to behave in a situation, what she did was show how not to behave, because sometimes what happens in stores is that a credit card can get declined, and sometimes a credit card can get declined not because there's no money on the card in some cases, but sometimes because of a computer error. And sometimes you just have to be able to navigate through your emotions to basically either have another credit card on hand or basically, again, be able to have the cash or a debit card on hand to make the purchase. That's what any smart critical thinking woman would have done in that situation, would have maintained her composure as related to this situation. Unfortunately, when it came to this woman, she basically came in here possibly and did not have the money and then got caught up in her feelings. And as she got caught up in her feelings, as she got embarrassed by the card one declining and then two people roasting her in line, this is what led to her again going into this emotional outburst and becoming completely out of control. And as she became out of control in front of her children, she wasn't thinking about the health and safety of her children, which is what a good mother would be doing. Again, a good mother would be maintaining her composure as related to, again, presenting an image to her family of how to behave when things go wrong in a situation. Unfortunately, this woman, since she didn't get any disciplined home training due to the feminist culture we have in this country, what happened is that this woman basically went berserk. And as she went berserk, what happened was that she took out all of her anger on an innocent bystander who herself was a feminist indoctrinated woman who didn't understand the protocol when you hear a conflict going on, like a loud argument. The mistake that this young woman made, this 19-year-old woman made, because of the way she was raised, was to think, walk into an argument. No, what I learned back when I was a teenager back in the 1980s was that when you hear an argument, you go in the opposite direction, and you go in the opposite direction to maintain your safety, because you never know if someone's carrying a weapon, and you never know if somebody is armed. So that's why you go in the opposite direction, to put as much distance between yourself and whatever conflict is going on, because the last thing you want to happen is to become a casualty in this conflict. And sadly, that's what happened here with 19-year-old Sanaya Jenkins. She walked into this store wondering what was going on, and sadly found out what was going on as this woman was having a meltdown. And as she had this meltdown, she took out this knife and proceeded to stab her and then threatened to shoot her. Again, taking out her anger as related to being embarrassed, as related to this whole situation, taking out her embarrassment as related to this whole situation and turning it into a felony crime where she's going to go from being a woman with her kids to basically being able to shop in that store. She's lost her freedom and possibly will lose custody of her children. That's what happens when you don't critically think about more important things. I mean, at the least, again, as related to things, yeah, your credit card got declined. You have to walk out of the store as related to a little bit of embarrassment, but you could keep your freedom. But this woman sadly didn't understand this, got emotional, lost control, and now has lost her freedom, possibly is going to lose her kids, and possibly is going to go to jail for an extended period of time, where she's going to go from, again, buying her kids Little Debbie snack cakes to basically trading them in as related to the commissary of things in order to eat, such, and then basically will be, again, in these games with Betty, Martha, Big Lou, and Miss Sprinkles, trading items in the commissary in spades games such as Little Debbie snack cakes, ramen noodles, packets of Crystal Light lemonade, packets of Crystal Light tea, Taster's Choice coffee, Keef coffee, off-brand Oreo cookies, off-brand Duplex cookies, off-brand vanilla wafers, off-brand ginger snaps, off-brand orange drink, off-brand grape drink, off-brand lemon lime drink, off-brand kiwi strawberry drink, off-brand apple juice, Hunt's snack pack puddings, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pies, beef summer sausage, beef jerky with cheese, packets of Spam, packets of chicken, packets of tuna, packets of beef, and other items in the commissary such as hot peppers and Fritos chips. I mean, this woman is going to go from being able to take care of her kids to basically trying to find a way to take care of herself in prison, all because she didn't know how to think critically, and because she didn't think critically and say, hey, I'll suffer a little embarrassment over a declined credit card and maintain my freedom. What she did was, again, escalate this situation into a major crime. This is a trend that's been going on with many of these Western women. Many of these Western women, especially the ones who come from single mother households, because in our feminist culture, these women don't know how to function as women, and because they don't know how to function as women and don't know how to socialize as women, they basically put themselves in situations where eventually what happens to these women is that they wind up going from being women who are looking to take care of their children to winding up becoming women in crisis. Now, if you want to learn more about what has led to so many women becoming violent in our society and leading to them not having the female life skills and the discipline to be able to navigate social situations, you can pick up my book, The Woman Crisis, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find The Woman Crisis at other online booksellers like Draft Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and big box retailers like Walmart and Target. And if you'd like to see me make more videos talking about the woman crisis going on in this country as related to things, you can drop a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App to help me stay on the air. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available in paperback and e-readers, ISIS Legacy. Sorority secrets of the goddess next door are revealed in this all-new ISIS series adventure. Get ISIS Legacy in paperback and e-readers at online booksellers everywhere. Now available in paperback. From the author of the critically acclaimed book, The Man Crisis, comes The Woman Crisis. Learn why so many women have become lost in their quest to have it all in The Woman Crisis. Get your copy of The Woman Crisis in paperback at Amazon.com and online booksellers today.
Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.